Welcome to Too Old for This Shite. On this week's show, we're going to be having a face-off between the Quentin Tarantino clones. It's Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead versus the Boondock Saints. Heyo. Welcome to the show with your hosts, Laura and Wayne. Yes. So like I was saying, this week we decided that we'd do something a little bit different and kind of go for
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, it's kind of, I suppose, it would have been the 90s, wouldn't it? It's terrible, I never looked at the bloody... Yeah, 95 was the Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, and 99 was the Boondock Saints. And it was like, the 90s was... Well, Tarantino changed everything with cinema.
Yes.
I think Tarantino and The Matrix were the biggest jumps into, and Blade actually as well. I think Blade was in the 90s.
Yes, but how did Blade change cinema?
Because it was the first Marvel movie.
I suppose.
Yeah. So
never really thought of it like that. Yeah.
But Tarantino just totally changed the whole... There were Miramax, say, take the Weinsteins out of it. Miramax was a force with independent movies, I suppose. You had the Kevin Smith. Clerks was made with Miramax. He was kind of bankrolled by the Weinsteins for a long time. There was a lot of independent movie directors that came up through Miramax in the 90s that ended up going on becoming big. So I think with the breakout success of Tarantino, what ended up happening was you had a lot of these studios were looking at someone else. They were like, oh look, he came from a video store, he was a video store clerk. Of course, Tarantino had a bunch of scripts sold before, like Natural Born Killers, True Romance, well before, I think there was another few before he made Reservoir Dogs. So then you have the likes of the Boondock Saints was directed by Troy Duffy. There's a documentary about basically the making of the movie and how horrible it went with him. Like, his ego was just massive. It's called Overnight. It's very good. I think it's one of those essential movie making, or if you're a fan of movies, to watch
it.
He just like fucking got like totally up his own arse, and the Weinsteins just dropped him. But they were on the lookout for someone. I think they were going to give like $500,000 or something like that, or maybe $1 million to make the movie. He never directed anything in his life. He was like a barman, was he, or a bouncer or something like that. But we'll get into all that when we're talking about. But look, there was all these clones of Tarantino movies were coming out in the 90s trying to make money on the back of Tarantino. Some of them were good, some of them not so much. So this week we're going to be looking at Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, which I think is kind of a forgotten gem.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Maybe 2 people that have seen it. I think it's.
I think it's one of those things that is really catchy title, but like everyone probably knows the title, but no one's probably seen it.
I don't think everyone knows the title, or everyone has seen it. But yeah, so it's Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, and it's the Boondock Saints. And what we're going to be doing this week is changing up, because like we're trying to evolve and find the best way to go forward with the scoring system.
I'm not trying to evolve.
Yes.
I never try to evolve. I stagnate.
You're like the xenomorph. You're a perfect predator already. So kind of like we always start off with the vibes and the atmosphere, which is it's basically just a general review or a general things in the movie. I think that's probably the biggest category that we do. So I think we should mark that out of 10.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of commitment for a bit, because I don't really... I think that fitted in with certain films.
But that's, I think each film is committed to the bit themselves. Everyone is committed. So, they wouldn't be throwing money, after.
So I think we're going to replace that with creativity.
Okay. All right.
I think that it's an open enough scale. So starting off with the vibes, the general vibes. We'll start off with Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. The plot for Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. It's this guy Jimmy the Saint. He's got a failing business where they're doing videotapes of people that are dying, so the relatives can watch them to look for advice long after they die. He gets recruited by Christopher Walken, who's like some gangster from his past, who's like, look, you owe me a fucking favour. I can't remember what's he owe him the favour for.
Oh, it basically was he got funded for the business. He thought he got
it,
funded through another guy, but he didn't realise that Christopher Walken basically funded everything in the town.
Yeah, that's what it was. So he has to repay him. So the whole thing, Christopher Walken's son is, he was going with this girl, and since he broke up with her, he's been a bit odd. Like, the film starts with him trying to scale he does
into
scale
a playground,
a fence into a playground,
yeah.
and he's trying to like assault a young girl and like a fucking, I don't know, 8, 10.
Yes, a very young girl. Yeah.
So he's like, oh, he's fucked up in the head. So he wants him to get his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend and kind of give him a scare.
Yeah, tell him to stay away. Scare him off the girl. So his thought process is the girl will come back to his son. Son will straighten out, and he won't be such a weirdo, and he'll just get him out of trouble.
Yeah, so he ends up recruiting a crew of guys. It all goes horribly wrong. They end up killing both of the people. Oh yeah, I should have said spoilers, by the way, but if you didn't know that, oh well. But yeah, it kills both of them. Thing, it goes from there that like Christopher Walken's character is like, I can't let this go on, so I'm gonna, like, it's buckwheats, which is basically like the most painful deaths that they can give, like when someone's gonna get assassinated or whacked by a mobster, which is basically shot up the ass and it takes like ages to die from it. It's incredibly painful. So it just follows the last days of the crew that they're condemned to death. And Steve Buscemi is one of the hitman, or the hitman.
Mr. Shush.
That goes after him, yeah. And the cast, it's really, like, Andy Garcia plays Jimmy the Saint, who's the main character in it. William Forsythe, who was the Texas Ranger sheriff in The Devil's Rejects, people might know him from. Christopher Lloyd, obviously people know him from fucking Back to the Future. Bill Nunn, he was the Dudder Man in Boys in the Hood. And yeah, you're like, you've no idea. Yeah. You've no idea. And Treat Williams, who's just great, and Jack Warden, who I think was in Crazy Like a Fox, from what I can remember. So it's a big cast. Looking up, there's very little about it online. It did not do well the box office weekend. I think it only brought in 500,000 of its 10 million budget or something like that.
Jesus, I didn't realise it did that badly.
Critics slated it, saying that it was a Pulp Fiction rip-off, which I think is a bit cruel. I don't think it really is a Pulp Fiction rip-off at all.
Not at all.
It definitely is a Tarantino, but it's more noir. I think if you look at, even the way it's shot.
Well, I suppose it is. You can see where you can see where the comparisons to like Tarantino come in. It's like Reservoir Dogs. Everything goes terribly wrong.
Yeah.
They're out to do this like scare job, and everything. They kind of everything goes terribly wrong. Same as it does in Reservoir Dogs. And it's the fallout from that.
Treat Williams' character is called Critical Bill, and there's this whole thing, a running thing throughout, that they all know each other from the past.
Way back in the day.
They have this thing where it's like boat drinks, where they touch hands, and it's like this guy is given a narration in a milk shop fucking joint about the guy, like he's the narrator of it, and it's talking about him, that they're all in prison. And Critical Bill was one of the guys that was in prison with Bill Nunn's character. Oh God, what was he called? The Easy Wind.
Oh yeah.
In it, and like he saw Critical Bill eating shit in prison, so he calls him like the brown. There's all these weird. They
actually, it's interesting enough. They kind of seem to have their own language as well. There's its own rhythm within the film as well.
That's the whole thing with the boat drinks, and they're touching hands, because it's like someday they'll have enough money to get boat drinks. It's like there's a lot of work put into it, but you can see that it's so much so kind of like trying to emulate Tarantino's scripts, so nearly as much as like L. Ron Leonard or fucking or Elmore Leonard, sorry, or
L. Ron Hubbard.
It's that kind of. It reminds me of that kind of, like fucking Justified.
Yeah,
it's just very verbose. It's like the whole thing that with Tarantino in the 90s, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's like a play."
It's dialogue. Yeah.
And Kevin Smith was the same. Kevin Smith was not as good a director as Tarantino, or Tarantino, because he was like just fucking mad into.
Yeah, he had these cinematic references and all the rest.
Whereas I think with Kevin Smith loved films.
He is a storyteller, though.
Yeah,
I think,
he was more into like Kevin Smith is big into comics and all that. Whereas I think Tarantino's book is great, actually. If you're he talks through some of his favorite or most influential films, and it's just like films rule his life. And whereas I think Kevin Smith would have been Spielberg and all these things, or John Hughes, Kevin Smith's big one. Tarantino, it's kung fu movies and B movies and blaxploitation movies from the 70s. So it's those different influences. But this, to me, it does feel like a noir. You can feel Tarantino's influence, but it does feel more noir. Even the way that it's shot, the look of Jimmy the Saint.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like this gangster movie, and it's like it's almost like Made Men Gone Wrong kind of a thing. It's like, oh shit, well, you're after pissing off the big head boss, so you're going to get whacked kind of a thing. And it's like, oh, how do you go about making your peace with that? Like,
I think it's the cartoony kind of portrayal of some of the gangsters that makes it more like a Tarantino thing. Like where Christopher Walken's a big boss man, he's in a wheelchair and he kind of speaks like the way that he does.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. Yeah.
In other films that he's like in True Romance, he's nearly, but not as nasty. Christopher Lloyd's character is called Pieces, and he's got like leprosy, and he's working in like a porno theater. And fucking Critical Bill.
Just basically he keeps losing fingers and toes, and bits of them are falling off.
Treat Williams' character Critical Bill is called Critical Bill because he ended up, every time he was in a boxing match with someone, he killed them.
Yeah, or he put him into critical condition.
Yeah,
basically.
And he's just nuts. Like, he's the one that, like I was saying, he kills the boyfriend, and then it's Christopher Lloyd's character kills the girlfriend by mistake.
Accident. Yeah, she pops out of the car screaming, and he just gets surprised and shoots her. Just fucking
but
in
like
a panic.
with Critical Bill, it's things like he's like drinking his own piss, hiding in his house. When the hitman comes for him and he kills the hitman, he's like, "I am Godzilla, you were Japan," and there's all these kind of lines that wouldn't be normally in a war film that you do kind of go, oh well, look, this is the Tarantino kind of script or dialogue that's coming in it. But like, I quite liked it. I really liked it actually. I haven't seen it, probably since the 90s. I
don't know if I've ever seen it, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it did do an awful lot to build its own world, and it held true to its own world as well. Sometimes when films are trying too hard to like invent their own language or have their own thing, it kind of feels a bit forced and all the rest, but it felt really natural in this. Like, even some of the dialogue that Jimmy the Saint is coming out with, especially when he was trying to woo, what's her name?
I don't know.
Darcy, fucking, what's her name?
Darby.
Or
Dagny. Sorry.
Dagny, that's
She's,
it. Yeah,
Gabrielle Anwar. She was in what we discovered.
Burn Notice. Yeah. But like some of the language he's using for that, it seems like really over the top and like sort of very flouncy and stuff like that. But
I've never seen Casablanca, but it feels like something. Or I think that'll be said in that kind of era.
Yeah, that's
and that's the whole thing about him, that he's like a gentleman gangster.
This is it, and it even like as he's saying it, I'm kind of sitting there going, that'd be a bit fucking insulting or something like that, sort of, if you were to say that to a woman nowadays. But it actually fits the film so well, and I don't mean insulting, but it's just like, you're he's kind of going on about like she's this beautiful creature that he has to like sort of like.
He's like, it's the 90s and he's going around in a 3-piece suit. Yeah. He looks out of place. He's a man out of time with it, and it is the whole thing where he's
exactly
got like a different moral centre than all the rest of them, and he's just a good guy. Like William Forsythe's character in it, it's kind of nearly like his sidekick. He's the best friend that's kind of quiet. He's like an ex-biker, I think, but it never says, but just by looking with the tattoos and the shit, and his character is just pretty much there to nearly act like the soundboard that Jimmy kind of like says, oh, this is what we're going to do, and he's just there to nearly carry the plot along, or kind of like for expedition purposes. And
exposition, yes,
expedition, is that what I said?
You're off on an expedition.
I ain't no Tarantino. But yeah, I thought as well it was shot really, really well. Yeah,
it was. There is times like, it just looked really lush. Do you know what I mean? Even though it was meant to be kind of a gritty and kind of down and dirty and stuff like that. But there are some shots in that, and it was like, especially, I suppose, the moments where it was like he caught sight of Dagny across the bar, and it was like you kind of go, wow, she is gorgeous, kind of a thing. That kind of thing. It
follows the rules of cinema. The old rules of cinema, where it's like, oh, this is how we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to do that. like all the characters in it, they're all likable. They don't feel derivative.
Yeah. They're all their own person, if you know what I mean.
Even though they kind of
they are
cliches,
stereotypes, but they're like their own kind of spin on a stereotype. Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty good film. Like I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it way more than I remember. It felt like a good film. It felt better than a lot of kind of films that were done in a similar vein. Like I was going to do 2 Days in the Valley versus this, and then I was like, I don't remember liking 2 Days in the Valley at all. I thought it was really fucking boring. I could be wrong because it's been a long time since I've seen it. And then I was like, oh, well, the Boondock Saints maybe is closer, not in style, but
another film that was maybe kind of riffing off the Tarantino kind of a thing. But yeah, no, that's like, I mean, it was a film that I very much enjoyed watching, I have to say, and it kind of reignited my passion for watching films again, which sounds a bit weird, but it reminded me why I love film so much.
Well, I ordered up a couple of like crime books from Elmore Leonard, and I got Cormac McCarthy as well, which I've never read his books, and it's the guy who wrote Justified that I got for you, the one that's because you're a big Justified fan.
Justified.
But yeah, so I think enough said about that kind of on that. The Boondock Saints, like I was saying, Boondock Saints, directed by Troy Duffy, like we were saying, go and look it overnight, which gives the background, how the film just fucking failed miserably. But basically, the story is about two, I presume Irish American brothers out of Boston that get caught up in fucking, like, I don't know, they get caught in the middle of this whole thing with Russian gangsters, and they accidentally kill them, and then they decide, oh, maybe this is our call, and maybe we should just go out and kill the gangsters,
the bad guys,
because we're sick of fucking all these scum on our streets and stuff. So them and their kind of sidekick, who's a maid, well, he's not made man, but he's a gangster,
but he's involved in the whole gangland kind of world, so he knows who the bad guys are, essentially. They
decide that they're going to take down like all the mob people around Boston, and it goes kind of wrong for him. William Dafoe was investigating these murders.
Yeah, he's the FBI dude.
So, and Billy Connolly is, which you don't know, kind of like
until almost the very
hired
end
by a mob boss to kill him, because the mob boss is like, fucking these
take
people
these bastards out,
because they kind of fall into killing all these people by accident in ways that they come across as being more put together or more capable.
Yeah, they accidentally manage to fucking look their way into killing people. You know, it's like they kind of go in all guns blazing, full of confidence, and it's purely accidental that they manage to like fucking take out all these mobsters. It's not through skill or anything like that.
So they end up becoming like these urban legends, and
the Boondock Saints.
That's basically the movie. The plot of the movie. Troy Duffy. What can I be nice about? I don't think it's directed well. The script is okay on it. The acting is okay on it. Like we were saying, we're Irish. The Irish accents are fucking dreadful.
That's if you can try and set aside, because the God Almighty, the Irish accents. It's just every time they open their mouth, it's a different accent is coming out, and God love them, it's probably not their fault. It's very hard accent to nail down if you're not from around these parts. But it takes you out of it so much. It's like,
well, they're from Boston. They're like,
I know,
second or third generation.
That's it. You could just have a Boston accent.
Yeah, they should have a Boston accent. You don't have to be
Irish.
I don't know why they'd have an Irish accent. That's why, like, say in Good Will Hunting or fucking The Town or anything like that, it's like, it's the Boston accent. Like, the Boston accent is an Irish American accent.
Yeah. But unfortunately that takes anyone, I think. It doesn't, not even necessarily, an Irish person who knows an Irish accent. It's just the accents are fucking all over the place, and it does kind of take you out of it a little bit. But the acting itself, I thought was okay. Like,
the acting is okay.
I actually thought it was, they were fairly sincere. Like,
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they weren't big time actors that are like Norman Reedus obviously went on to become big. Now, I'm not a big fan of Norman Reedus. I don't think he's a very good actor, being honest. I don't think he's I could never understand the big thing about him in The Walking Dead, with people going mad about Daryl.
Oh, sure, it's the brooding bad boy, isn't it? Everyone is like, oh, look at him, man, he's bicycle.
He's just like, oh no, a zombie. I don't know. I was just never a big fan of. Not that I hate him. Like, I don't hate him.
Yes, well, I don't think he's a bad actor or anything like that, but it's just, I think he relies on the brooding outsider, and look, I've got a motorbike, and I'm tough.
Now, you were saying
I've got a
earlier
leather
on,
jacket.
like, William Dafoe was the highlight of it for you.
Because he's just so nutso. As you said, the character is fucking, it's a terrible cliche of a character, because it's like the FBI guy is investigating him, and all of a sudden he's kind of on their side, because he's kind of like, oh God, maybe they're doing what I can't do. And of course, he's a homosexual man, and it is handled superbly, horrendously badly.
It's aged incredibly bad. Well, even for the time, it wasn't. Like, there's a lot of like fucking homosexual slurs in it.
Yes.
And it's like a lot of gay jokes, but they're not even like, I don't mean this, I'm in a bad way, but they're not even funny gay jokes. They're not like, it's just like, oh, you're a fag. Oh, yeah. So they're not actually jokes, you know. They're not.
It's just slurs for the sake of slurs, kind of a thing.
From what I can remember, William Dafoe's character turns out to be trans, and in the second one, it's Julie Benz plays him.
Oh, okay.
Now the second one, because normally we might look at the sequels, but fucking the second one was like really bad. Where I was just like, no, not putting ourselves through that again. Smokey and the Bandit Part 2, like it's.
I enjoyed that.
But but like William Dafoe is good. The acting is fine in it. For a first time director, I will give it to him. It's shot reasonably well. The one thing that drove me fucking mad about it is that it just follows this format where it's like something happens or something's about to happen. They're about to say go and kill someone or do something. Cut to the cops investigating. Cut to them back doing it. Yeah, the cop. William Dafoe has a whole theory around what's going on. Yeah, it turns out to be right. Then goes fucking backflash. Flashback, and so it's a bit Pulp Fiction-y in that respect, insofar as like the story is being told sort of not in a linear fashion kind of thing. It's cut and flashback, cut to now, flashback, cut to now kind of thing. But it's just, I couldn't kind of verbalize it myself what was wrong with that. Like, I mean, it gets boring after a while, whether it's just following that format to it. But I was looking at a video where someone was talking about it, and they were saying it's like the fade to blacks, and kind of when you look at the thing, you think that's what's, because it's real amateurish. There's a lot of bits in it where like people are out at sea, you know. It's not directed well. Yeah. Like guaranteed, it's a first time filmmaker thing, but it's just. You see, that was the thing. I thought there were some ambitious things in it, and that was what I was saying. That this is why I thought Willem Dafoe was probably the best thing about it, because there were some things that were like. They were actually kind of super hacky, but because it was Willem Dafoe, it was like, yeah, I'll go with it for now. Yeah. Like, you know, there was this bit where like there was this big shootout happening, and he was describing it, and he was like pirouetting through the scene, and he was like, you know, the classical music was playing, and he was like he was like conducting the scene, and he was like full of emotion, all the rest. It was like teetering on like, oh my God, this is fucking horrendously tacky. But because it was Willem Dafoe, he was such a fucking nutbar doing it. It was like, he was so like fucking caught up in the moment. You kind of went, I'm going to go with it. He actually, I'm buying this. This guy is a lunatic. Like, I'll go with it. It's just, if it was any other actor, I think it would have been like really a roll-eyes moment, you know? Yeah, I think the story is interesting, especially for the 90s where like superhero movies weren't being made. So it feels very much like, this comedy is like Punisher, or it's kind of like Vigilante, a Kick-Ass, like a pre-Kick-Ass, where it's like, oh, we're going, or fucking Death Wish, nearly. Well, it's and they had their little shtick where they said their little prayers that their dad used to say when they're younger, and they said it every time they're about to kill someone or after killing someone and all the rest. So he was trying to build this sort of, I don't know, sort of create their character, create a stamp, create a, you know. But that literally they were destined to do it. But it doesn't, because it doesn't give you enough backstory. It doesn't even say, like, when Billy Connolly comes along and he's trying to kill him, and then he figures out that he's their dad. But they never actually fucking tell you that. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of bits and pieces in it where it's like, why didn't you do that? And why didn't, you know, there's when you're looking at it a few times. Now, the first time I saw it, I did enjoy it in the, like, when it came out in the 90s, because I suppose there was that kind of attitude where it felt like it was made by someone who you'd be having a few drinks with in a pub.
Well, I think as well it was like, oh, look, it's somebody actually managed to make a film that wasn't, he was outside the system.
Because, he was like, the Weinsteins got sick director. And they were like, fuck off, they weren't going to, like, if you see the thing, he basically badmouths nearly everyone in fucking Hollywood. He's a jerk.
Yeah. And
he thinks that he's like the next big thing, even before he makes a movie. So he basically alienates himself from everyone. How he actually managed to fund it is fucking amazing, I think. Now, he's only ever made like the Boondock Saints 2 as well, so it's like, I don't know what that might say about, whatever, but there's a lot of people that don't even make one movie.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what it was admirable at the time that, somebody who had never made a film got funded to that extent and got involved in Miramax and all the rest and actually managed to get... That's what I couldn't get over. The fact that he had like those big... Like Willem Dafoe, that he had him in his fucking film. Like,
but
that's
all these
amazing.
people were attached to it when it was under Miramax.
Yeah.
And I think it says a lot about William Dafoe and Billy Connolly that they stuck around.
Yeah.
And Norman Reedus as well, and the other guy. Because there would have been a lot of people with it. Now, like I was saying to you as well when we were looking at the gang, what reminded me more of than a Tarantino film was a Kevin Smith film. Kevin Smith's early films, where it felt like it was someone who maybe had more of a flair for writing than they did directing.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, I don't know, it's just... I'm torn on it because I used to like it. And then looking at it there the other night, I was kind of like, I don't know, I think it's aged.
That's what I was going to say.
Badly,
it has aged badly. It has aged poorly because there are a lot of things that would have been teetering on the edge of acceptability in the 90s, whereas now it's fully unacceptable. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff in it and you're like, oh God, Jesus, this would not fly at all now. Yeah. But I think there are some creative
stuff
flares.
Like that would bother me, put me
no,
off,
but
Jesus,
I know, but there's there's a lot of things like there's a couple of jokes that are spun out and it's kind of like, oh Jesus Christ.
It feels like they say the N-word just to say the N-word because it's like, oh, they said this in Tarantino's movies.
So I'm going to be shocking as well.
Yeah, but Samuel L. Jackson saying it in Tarantino's movies. It's not
it's very
bunch
different
of,
white Bostonians, like,
Yeah, and... Yeah, but so look, I suppose we'll mark the two of them kind of for the overall kind of vibe thing. So, what would you give Things to Do in Denver out of 10?
I was very impressed with it. I'm not going to give it a full 10 out of 10 because obviously that just would be insane. But I'm going to give it a very high mark. I'd say like an 8.5.
No, well, just an 8. I'm not getting into halves.
Okay, 8. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a 7 because it is good, but I'm going to be like.
Yeah, I'm going to start being a bit critical about things,
So that's a 15 for Things to Do in Denver. For the Boondock Saints?
I'm going to have to give it a 4.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Really? I thought you were going to give it a lot higher than that.
Why is that?
4 out of 10 is like really low. And you were like, oh, I really enjoyed it this time around.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought Willem Dafoe was great in it. But in comparison to... There's a lot of dead silence there. In comparison to Things to Do in Denver When We're Dead, if you're comparing the two.
Yeah, no, but we'll compare them when we have it all marked at the end. So what would you just give it if you were just reviewing it out of 10?
This is like what, vibe in general, is it?
No, out of 10.
What category?
Yeah, vibe in general. Yes,
Jesus
just general,
Christ, that's what I'm wondering about. Yeah. I'd still... Again, I wouldn't if we're talking about like great films and stuff like that, I wouldn't rate it all that highly. I enjoyed it.
It's a 4 then, yeah.
Yeah, okay, give it a 5 then.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5.
So my God, you're giving it a 5 and you're like, Jesus Christ, you're only giving it a 4.
Yeah, but I was saying that it was bad where you were like, oh, it's a good.
No, I enjoyed certain bits of it. Anyway, yeah, okay.
So that's why I just thought that maybe you got confused and just thought that it was remarked as
I'm not like senile just yet,
Well. Yeah. So, say, going on for the action and the gore and the carnage and stuff. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. There's not much action in it, really. And the action that I won't mark it down because there's not as much action because there's more action in the Boondock Saints. But I think it's probably more effective in Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. Like the killing of the couple in it. You don't see it's
surprising and shocking because you're not expecting it.
Yeah, and as well it's like a tense moment because what happens is they're Christopher Lloyd's character and Treat Williams are dressed up as cops to pull your man over and give him a scare, and then he's like, you're not fucking real cops, I'm not getting out of the car. Critical Bill drags him out of the car, it gets really tense, and then Critical Bill holds a knife up to his throat, and you think, oh fuck, he's going to kill him. And then things calm down, and your man calls him fucking
I know,
coward or something. I can't remember,
yeah.
And he fucking stabs him in the throat with a pocket knife, and the girlfriend jumps out of the back of the car, and Christopher Lloyd accidentally shoots her in the fucking head. Whereas that you kind of go, oh, now in the Boondock Saints they try and do bits like with the cat, and it feels very much like they're like trying to mimic the whole thing with Marvin when Marvin gets shot accidentally.
Fiction,
and like the whole thing with that was like that setting up a story. This had no.
No, it was nothing
at
all. Yeah, it was just like, haha, look, I've just like blown a cat all over.
And things to do with Denver, it's like the violence feels like it's.
Oh, it's real, it's tangible, and it's shocking, like,
and the executions as well. Like, you don't actually get to see Christopher Lloyd getting killed because he's such a nice character. I think they're like, you don't need to see this. You don't get to see any of them getting killed.
No, you hear about the aftermath kind of thing,
or you see the body. Like Critical Bill, you do see it because he kills the hitman, and then you kind of think, oh, it's all over, and it's like Christopher Walken's character is like, no, get more people. Christopher Walken's son gets killed by Jimmy the Saint. He gets stabbed. It's not gory, but
you don't.
You do. It's acted very well.
Yeah, you can see like it's hurting him to have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's probably a very realistic depiction of a stabbing as well.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's the whimpering, it's the crying, it's the slicing, you know, it's not this big like, oh, dramatic. It's like it's a horrible.
Like, do you
scene.
remember the what's it called, the wolf film with Liam Neeson in it?
Oh, The Grey?
The Grey.
Yeah.
There was a bit at the start of that where like one of the wolves bites down on someone's head when they're asleep.
Oh yeah.
And they just go,
yeah.
and it's like that is the way people act when they're getting, like, you know, with something like that.
It is.
And it was done so well and was so realistic. And I think some of the deaths in this, they were like that, where it was like, you don't need to have them fucking exploding, you know, it's not the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
With it.
Sometimes that is a bit, it hits closer to home when it is more fucking real and tangible like that.
Now, saying that, with the Boondock Saints, there is quite a lot of action in it.
Yes.
I think it was actually done quite well.
Yeah.
Like, there's one of the main scenes where they fall through. They're going to go in and try and kill these Russian mobsters. They fall through the roof. They get caught in these ropes, so they're hanging upside down. So it's nearly like a John Woo film. They're spinning around and they kill like 8 gangsters. And I thought that was quite good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I thought in general all the action scenes are quite good. Like, I mean, fucking they get the finger shot off in the bushes and stuff, you know. It's just all those little bitty bits like that. I mean, it was quite clever, like, you know. Yeah, and it was done very well. It looked realistic.
I think it would have had more of an impact if they didn't go to like the aftermath of it and then go to the flashback with it after William Dafoe explains what he thinks happened. Like the one where they go in and kill the gangsters playing the poker game was quite good as well. Where that's where he gets his finger shot, you know, and the torture scene and the death of the friend, you kind of go, oh fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But so I think the Boondock Saints probably wins it for me.
As regards
that. Like, it is, it's more exciting as well. It's more gory.
Oh, it is. Yeah, like, I mean, even the pennies on the eyes. You know, the guy who got both his eyes blown out of his head and the pennies on the fucking holes afterwards as well. You know. Now,
I think if they had some of the scenes and things to do in Denver, like with Critical Bill, they could have like that whole fight with the assassin could have been longer. Or it could have.
Yeah, but probably didn't need it though. Do you know what I mean? There's why have it a bit longer if you...
Because Critical Bill is like a cool character in it. And it just feels a little bit anticlimactic, and it doesn't feel like they did it deliberately. It feels like a lot of the deaths, they were just like, oh, just...
Yeah, kill him. Like,
you know, we wanted the talking in between is what's important, where it's like, you're going to kill these characters, you want to have some emotional response to it. Like, at least when your man, the comedian fella, the funny man, gets killed in the Boondock Saints, there is like it's corny, but at least you kind of go, oh, God, no, I didn't. And you kind of go, oh, maybe he's a bulletproof jacket on, and then it's like, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
In it. So I think for the action and carnage, what would you give Things to Do in Denver?
Action and carnage, like you said, there wasn't an awful lot of action and carnage. I suppose I'd give it a 5
out of 5.
Oh, we're going for 5.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were 10.
No.
Okay, 3.
3, yeah, I think I'd give it a 2. So I'll give that 5. And then for the Boondock Saints,
I'm going to give ramp that up to like 5. Then give that top.
I think I'd give it.
There's a lot going on.
A 3. No, I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4. Give it a 4. Give it a 4. Iconic moments. Things to Do in Denver. The only moments that really stand out for me as being iconic is the critical bill, kind of I am King Kong, or King Kong, or no, I'm Godzilla and you are Japan.
See, and it wasn't even that iconic there. You can remember what he fucking said.
But then it's like that scene should have been longer. It should have been bigger. You know, even like the end. You know, like the end of Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
Stick with you, and this should have been like the end of Carlito's Way, but instead it goes like they're all dead, and it goes to them on the boat having boat drinks. Yeah. And it feels a little bit tacky.
Well, I think
corny,
it was a nice way to finish.
I know
it
they
all
wanted
off,
to finish, but it feels a bit. You know, it just with the whole vibe of the film, it doesn't. And then you have the narrator going as well, so it feels like there's too much competing with it, where it feels like the tone is off. Yeah. True, like the tone that they were carrying through on it. I don't know, it just feels slightly off. I think the ending could have been a little bit more.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, as I keep saying, like, for me, iconic moments are like, what are the moments you could have on a poster? What are the moments that are like, you know, the frameable moments or whatever? And I can't actually think of all that many. You know, or the moments that like stick out because they're shocking. The only ones that kind of stick out all that much to me, really, I suppose, would be the stabbing of the son. Yeah, you know, that's really the only one that really. But that's not even shot out
great because it's from the side and it's more fucking Andy Garcia sells that. There's like, I mean, it's shot well, but there's no still frame. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing that you can pull from the film and go, there's your poster.
Like we were saying before, with like stuff like Cannonball Run, there's like some iconic shots, you know. But like in this, it feels like there should have been more to it. And even at the end, when Jimmy the Saint gets killed, and they just show the guys shooting like with the shotguns, like that's been done in other films, but it looks better. Yeah. You know, where it kind of stick in your mind. The Boondock Saints.
There's a lot of iconic shots in that, in fairness.
There is actually, even though I'd say that it's not shot well, but there is.
Well, no, I don't. That's the thing. I think even with the two of them walking along in the fucking, you know, the blue jeans and the sort of the navy docker jackets and all the rest, and they're walking along being all like cool. I think Billy Connolly's
character in it, is like his outfit, the way that he looks, with 6 guns. I think William Dafoe.
Yeah, definitely. Jesus, there's a lot of fucking iconic moments, especially when he comes out dressed as fucking the prostitute. Yeah. Fucking hell.
It's your man, like the funny man. There's just a look. I think it's just that Bostonian Irish American look, which was like the Irish look in the 90s as well. Like
it still is the fucking Irish.
I probably still dress like that.
I was just going to say, I had exactly the fucking same jackets as the two guys were wearing for most of my teenage years and most of my 20s.
And there's that thing where it's like, remember, I was only saying, it's people of a certain age, I think now, from a certain where you wear the t-shirt with the sports coat or with the blazer, the jeans. Yeah. But there's like. Some of the shootouts, I think, they are like, it's gone a bit overboard with the things, because it is just really like a fucking shoot 'em up movie to a certain extent. But like the slow mo bits and it's like predated Zack Snyder.
Yeah, you could pick out so many poster worthy moments out of that. Like I said, when they come through the ceiling and they're spinning around shooting everyone, there you go. Even a still of like one of the murder victims with the pennies on the eyes. Like, I mean, there's so many different ones. See, the fucking the priest, you know what I mean? There's all these so many iconic things.
I think the thing with Troy Duffy was because like we were saying, he didn't shoot a movie before. Where I think he had these key moments in his mind, but he didn't have the technical ability to kind of say carry the film through on some of the stuff. Probably didn't have that, like, say, an experienced editor, you know,
Or
like if it was a
cinematographer
Hollywood
or whatever,
movie,
yeah.
they'd have all these different people there
Yeah.
to help the director, because obviously the director doesn't do everything. Whereas if you have someone that's not experienced, like,
Yeah.
it's a good job. But then again, you compare it to some like Peter Jackson's first movies, made for less money. Scores.
I still think it was shot pretty well, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it wasn't, but you know, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
play devil's advocate as well.
Allow me to play devil's
Yeah.
advocate. Bing, 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 bing.
But yeah, so iconic moments, things to do in Denver out of 5.
3, 2.5, 3.
Yeah, I think
Even
give
though
it a
I
2.
really enjoy it, but iconic
Yeah.
moments in
Actually, I think I'll give it a 1 because
yeah.
there really isn't any like.
does not stand out. Yeah.
Yeah,
But like for
So what are you
Boondock
gonna give it?
Saints, for the other one,
yeah,
I'm going to give it a 2.
2, right?
Yeah.
So that's 3 that I get. So Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints, I'm going to have to give it a 5 because there's so many I can pick out.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
there
I'd
are
give it
so
a 3.
many.
I think
Really?
that there's some, but it's not a 5 is like Jaws or fucking like.
I honestly think, as I said, there are so many things. Like, I mean, fucking Willem Dafoe pirouetting through all the fucking the
Yeah,
crime
but-
scenes. There's like the scene in the confession box. There's, you know what I mean? There's so many.
Is
of
it
these.
like Lawrence Fishburne holding the red pill and the blue pill? Iconic moment. To give it
Yeah.
a 5, like.
Well, in fairness, like we were talking about Reservoir Dogs, I mean, you've got the iconic moment of all the gang all walking along in their
Yeah.
fucking their black suits and the white shirts and the black ties. You've got the two of them are like strutting around in their, you know, their
Yeah, but
Their winter coats, you know?
it's your mark on it, so you want to give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna
fair.
give it a
I
5.
give it a 3. So that's 8. It
You see,
gets.
I am actually being objective here as well because I don't think it's a great film, but I do think there are really good iconic
Yeah.
moments in it.
But you're going to have to get something tattooed on you then.
No,
From it.
thanks. I'll get Billy Connolly's face tattooed.
Creativity. Things to do in Denver when you're dead. I think there's a lot of creativity
Yes.
in the script. The
Absolutely.
characters as well.
The characters, the language, the dialogue, the world
Yeah.
building, I think, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's shot, I think, very well.
Hmm.
It's like a neo-noir thing before neo-noir. Like, this would have been before LA Confidential and all that stuff, wouldn't it?
I
Kind of
don't
came out.
know, actually.
I think it
I'm
would.
trying to date it.
When there was, and like, you know, say, Get Shorty and all that. Because, like, even those were nearly on the back of Tarantino's crime movies where they're trying to nearly update that whole thing, make, like, old
Yeah, all
gangster
this kind of
movies cool
crime
again.
swagger kind of stuff, yeah.
So I think Things to Do in Denver is like very creative in
Yeah.
its own right. Like the costumes in it are pretty good. Like the world building, like you were saying, like they do create, like with
Yeah.
language alone, they create a whole different world. It's like the weirdness as well of like that it's that they all hang out in this fucking
A mall shop, yeah.
milkshakes, yeah.
Yeah.
That it's not like a bar
Yeah.
and things, and even at your man's business. I think the business is actually a good idea.
Yeah, I
Christopher
think it is.
Walken's
Yeah.
boss, there's something where he is actually giving him a chance, saying you got like 48 hours to get out of it. We have a past,
Yeah.
but I'm going to have to fucking kill you. Just get out of town.
Yeah, if you get out of town, if you run, if you disappear, you know, we'll leave it
Yeah.
at that kind of a thing, yeah. So there's a bit of a code of honour there, kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
Boondock Saints, creativity wise, I think it's very derivative. Like, I mean, it's derivative of a
Oh,
lot
that's
of,
one of your favourite
yeah,
words, isn't it?
of a lot of movies. I don't think it's shot particularly well. There's no like stuff that you kind of want. Like Sam Raimi's first movies, the kinetic stuff was already there. Scorsese's early movie, you know, a lot of big time directors' early movies, you can see the things there with it. With this, I think it could have been made by anyone.
Yeah,
It's not like
it
that
feels-
anything in it that you kind of go, oh, that's a Troy Duffy movie.
Yeah, no, to me it feels, I don't mean this necessarily as an insult, but it feels like something any film student who is mad into Tarantino would write.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to cram a load of cool references in, and I'm going to have this in, and I'll have him say a prayer, and I'll have this guy doing a funny thing, and I'll have this cop that's doing this. It's like, it's cramming in as many fucking cool references as you can.
Now, it doesn't have to, like most cowboy films, most like samurai movies, fucking most crime movies follow the same thing. It's not necessarily that it has to fucking, but there doesn't feel like there's anything different in this from anything else. There's nothing in it that sets it apart.
That's I seem to remember. I was sure I was mad into Tarantino when I was a teenager as well, and I seem to remember writing a little story for my English class, and I was like, I could have been exactly the Boondock Saints. I was like, oh, I write like Tarantino, and I think it took place in a milkshake shop as well. But it was like, looking back on it, it was like, Jesus Christ, very embarrassing, you know. But it's like that's exactly the kind of thing.
But it's fan fiction, isn't it? Nearly, that's what this is. It's like fan fiction. It's good fan fiction, but that's what it is. And like, I mean, directing wise, there's no particular there's nothing different done in it where you kind of walk away from.
There's no stamp that kind of goes, oh yeah, you'd know who that was, kind of a thing.
Now, it's a well-made movie. It's just not great. That there's no massive creativity, I think, behind it. Like, as well, the whole thing, if you see Overnight as well, you see that like the whole deal with Miramax is going to be that Troy Duffy has his own band as well, I think called The Brood. So he was going to be like, oh, it's this creative collective of people that were going to do everything for the movie. I'm fairly sure that was his band. The music is really bad in it. I think it's just really bad blues rock kind of thing, and there's a couple of dance tracks that sound a little bit like Fight Club.
Yes.
Or, you know, it's just
everything that was cool in the 90s, and I'll put it all in my film.
Yeah. Like, saying all that now, I'm being critical, but it's not terrible. It's just not mind blowing.
Yes.
So, say on creativity, what would you give Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead?
Again, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5,
I think I'd give it a 4 as well. I think I'd definitely give it a 4. Boondock Saints,
I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah, I'd give it a 2 as well, because it's just serviceable. You know, so kind of on the rewatchability, this is our last one for anyone's getting bored, and we'll have the marks in a second.
Yay! What are the scores, George? Scores. Rewatchability. I'd rewatch Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead again, probably quicker than Boondock Saints. Yeah. So I'll give that probably a 4 and Boondock Saints a 3. Yeah,
I think it'll be a while before I look at either of them again. I think Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, I don't know if I think I'll give it a 2 on the rewatchability. What did you say you give it?
4.
4, so that's a 6. Boondock Saints, I'd probably watch that a lot quicker. So I'd give that a 3. And what did you give it?
A 3.
You gave it a 3 as well. So, wait now. So that's a 6, I guess. I'm writing down the scores. So I'm going to tot this up.
Try and calculate it up there, I suppose.
So for Things to Do in Denver, now this is out of 60, so it's a weird one.
60? Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be like 20 on the first one you see, and then on the 5. Wait now.
No, it's 10 on the first one.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, no, never mind. It's out of 60. So it's Denver, it's 23, 31, 37. So that's got 37 out of 60.
Okay.
Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. The Boondock Saints is 19, 27, 37. Oh my god, it's a fucking draw.
Fuck off. How about that?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, is it going to be a sudden death? Do we need to do another category?
Let me just double check again. So, 20, 31, 37, 19, 27, 30. Yeah, it's 37 and 30. So, it's a draw.
Oh my god.
For the two of them. So, I think we'll default to, say, for the tiebreaker, it'll be on the vibes and the score and the vibes and atmosphere.
Okay.
So Things to Do in Denver got like way higher than the Boondocks. It got 15. Boondock Saints got 10. So I think.
Okay, we'll go.
Although the Boondock Saints does have quite a big following.
Oh, what are you just pandering now? Are you?
No, but you know there has to be something to it when there's like a lot of people like it, and as well it did get a sequel. So you know. So.
Do you want to leave it as a draw?
No, we can't do that to people. That's like fair. My vote will go for the Boondock Saints.
I'll go for Things to Do and
I fucking
can't. So what are you going to do now, motherfucker?
Yeah, it's a draw then, yeah. I'm sorry, I think the Boondock Saints probably because it got a sequel, and just for the whole thing that Troy Duffy, regardless of the whole thing, that he ended up actually getting the film made, despite like the Weinsteins basically trying to destroy him. You know, it takes a lot for someone kind of like, you know, a bar worker to do all that. Compared to like Things to Do in Denver When You're 10, which was a studio made movie.
Okay.
So, you know, you have to kind of, so, you know what, I'm going to give the Boondock Saints an extra point on the first round to bring it up to 11.
Are you?
Yeah. So, yeah, the Boondock Saints
just
wins.
about edges it out. All right, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. I'm at the computer. I can do whatever I want.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, you're taking charge.
So, if you didn't know that it was going to be a draw, which one would you think would have won?
I would have thought Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave it as a draw. You're right. Yeah, it's only fair. It's only fair. So, yeah, look, it's a draw. They're both good.
Yes.
In their own different way.
They both have lovely bottoms.
And they all have lovely bums.
Yes.
Yeah, it's they both got their pluses.
Yes.
They're both good films.
They are. Do you know, actually, the one thing that does it for me is the appalling accents. Honest to God.
Yeah. There's a lot wrong with both of them in their own different ways, but there's a lot right with them.
Yeah.
These aren't like big movies that fucking kind of comment. They're not even movies that are like, the Boondock Saints is fairly well remembered, I think. I don't know why. I suppose it's the underdog story as well, to a certain degree. But yeah, they're great. And like, I mean, if you haven't seen them, why the fuck did you listen to them?
So all of this rambling, Go and watch them.
Yeah,
and come up with your own score.
Yeah, or if you haven't seen them in a while, go back and watch both of them. They're both fun to watch. They're both easy watches as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, come back next week. We're going to be looking at some Jackie Chan movies, which I haven't looked at a Jackie Chan movie in about 20 years.
Yeah. Should be fun.
So until then, goodbye.